When exactly do you feel like having your own home recording studio? Suppose you're the guitarist of your band, and you'll have to walk miles away to the composer's house who happens to be the vocalist of your band. Isn't that frustrating? I mean, you're sitting in the bathroom, suddenly a Steve Vai-like solo hits you, and now you have to go some other place to bring that sound to life. Well, that's not gonna happen anymore, cause in today's video, you're about to get a one-on-one session on a home recording studio setup, so that you can save more time and create more music. First thing first, you need a value-for-money computer for all the editing tasks. But if your budget is higher, you can just go for the high-end ones. Also, one more concern is portability. If you want to move with your work, you can easily opt for the latest MacBook Pro, and you can get it at around $1,300. And with pre-installed Logic software, it'll cost you around $200 more. However, if you would still like to go for the desktop option, a Ryzen 5 3600 will do just fine. With a mid-range GTX 1660 Super GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 or 2 terabytes of storage, as well as an NVMe SSD and other accessories and peripherals. Your workstation is now 25% complete. It doesn't really matter which digital audio workstation you go for, but you will have to purchase an effective one, allowing you to record, use virtual instruments, or vis and mix. The industry standard as well as popular among most of the producers is the Avid Pro Tools, and for complex audio mixing and mastering, manipulation and routing are probably the best for the task. The aforementioned Logic Pro is also a perfect choice for it to run on iMac or any other desktop setup. Furthermore, Ableton Live, which is quite expensive if you buy the complete version, is another good option, and is the choice for the more significant percentage of producers in EDM, hip-hop, or electronic genres because of the excellent MID, VST, and song creation workflow. You can also explore other options like Cubase, Reaper, or Fruity Loops. Only remember that there is no significant difference in the audio quality between the DAWs, and no DAW sounds better than any other. Well, obviously you need an audio interface, right? After all, you're going to record something professional and get your hands busy. Unless you're planning to use virtual instruments and samples in your productions, you'll definitely need an audio interface. Not only will the audio interface allow you to record audio such as your voice, guitar, or synth via a microphone or instrument cable, but it will also provide you with some good quality output for a set of speakers or monitors, as we generally call them in the audio world. You can use the output of the headphone on your computer, but it is not as good as an interface and will require adapters while being a bit of a nuisance sometimes with buzzes and other monuments of the computer and audio converters. For a good audio interface, you can just go for the third generation of Scarlett Solo from Focusrite. It's the most compact interface ever. That's why thousands of guitar players use the Solo to capture studio quality sound every day. And it'll cost you at around $130. But if you'd like to go for a mid-range interface, you can get the Universal Audio Apollo Twin at around $700 only. Being able to hear what you've been recording and mixing in the best of details is very important for making a standard record. Fortunately, you really don't have to break the bank to get some good monitors and headphones. Monitors have the advantage of being flat, as opposed to commercial speakers which are tuned with a hyped EQ curve. While the home entertainment hi-fi or car audio system may be fun to listen to music, you certainly will not want to mix on those systems and mess things up. For instance, if the system has got heavy bass, you have to make up for it by mixing your track with lesser bass. And when you play your track on a comprehensive car system or listen on headphones, it'll be completely heavy and will lack the necessary low end, which is frustrating. You can get some decent monitors for as little as $200 and up to $1,000. And Yamaha HS5S or Edifier R1700BT are just great for getting started. Also, monitors from companies like Adams and Focal will cost you well over $1,000, but are genuinely incredible and should be considered if you have the budget. On the other hand, if you plan on recording vocals or any other instrument with a mic, you will need headphones, as it will give you feedback as well as making your concern clear about other unwanted noise if you record it while listening through monitors in the exact same room. You can get headphones that are just fine for tracking for as little as $20 to $30. However, if you intend to use high-end headphones for mixing and producing, you'll have to spend quite a lot more. One of the industry's latest standards for mixing headphones is the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro. These are truly incredible, flat, and hugely accurate headphones that you can use to mix. Another good budget-oriented studio headphone for you can be the ATH M30X from Audio-Technica. These professional-grade monitor headphones combine modern engineering and high-quality materials to deliver an audio clarity so enhanced with proper sound isolation. These headphones are also very lightweight for a convenient user experience. However, you can still opt for headphones from Sony, Bang & Olufsen, or Sennheiser. If you know this or not, but mixing mastering has always been done on speakers, even though many studios today now do the majority of the mixing on open-back headphones. Studio monitors or near-field monitors have a much flatter response to frequency, which provides a more neutral, chromatic sound to impartially judge your mixing. And while they can get costly, there are still a lot more affordable options for beginners as well. For example, you can take this IK Multimedia iLoud Micro, which has got superb sound reproduction, very small and portable, and will meet all your home studio requirements. However, there are more, such as Presonus Aeris E3.5, KRK Rocket RP5G4, and so on. On the road to home studio recording, you'll end up having tons of different cables. But just for now, you're only going to need 3 XLR cables, a long one for the mic and 2 short ones for the monitors. For a standard studio in a small 10x10 room, you can take a look at these cables. This 25 feet Mogami Silver XLR for your mic and the 6 feet variant of the Mogami Silver XLR for the monitors. But before buying these cables or the other ones, triple check if the stereo output of your audio interface has got XLR connectors or not, because sometimes they use TRS, in which case you'll need the 6 feet Mogami TRS or XLRM for the monitors. You may assume that all mic stands are the same, but practically they're not. In fact, a solid mic stand is one of the most rewarding investments a new home studio can make. However, since the price of mic stands might seem crazy to you, you do have some budget-friendly options like Konica & Mart 25400 boom mic stand or newer suspension boom scissor arm. Have you ever noticed a mysterious mesh screen in front of your microphone and wondered what's the purpose of that thing? Well, that is called a pop filter, and the purpose of a pop filter is to basically filter out any unpleasant vocal artifact named as popping. Like this. Pink Panther. Pink Panther. So now that you know the necessity of a pop filter, you've already known that it is an important tool for your studio. However, pop filters are pretty cheap and affordable. You can check out the Stedman ProScreen XL pop filter for your studio if you want. Alright, we're done with all the tools and gadgets that you will need to set up your home recording studio. Now it's time to talk about Ambience. Well, it's pretty easy to say that you're going to mess up with this home recording studio project if you do not take care of your surrounding environment. Anyways, in an average house, you might have 2 to 3 rooms, and you have to choose the best room for your studio. But how to be sure which one is the best? Well, make sure that the room is the biggest from the rest of them, because it will allow for more space for multiple musicians and more space for your gear. And then check if there's any constant noise buzzing around your room. It can be cars, neighbors, birds, wind, plumbing, or rain. So pay attention to which room is less likely to be noise cancelling, and choose the quietest one with the fewest neighbors. After that, make sure that your studio has hard flooring, such as concrete, tile, or hardwood. It's important to mention that carpeted rooms can cause problems. Why, you ask? It's because your studio will get a lot of footprint and carpet tends to wear out quickly. One more reason is that carpet absorbs high frequencies but not the low ones, which badly impacts the acoustics. You should also clear off all floor space, take everything off the walls, especially wall clock, and remove anything that vibrates. And now that you have an empty and tidy room to work in, it's time to ensure room acoustics. And to do that, you need some foam panels on the walls which will absorb the sound reflections and make your studio more professional and isolated. After you're done, arrange your workstation with the necessary tools and gadgets. Place your seating position according to your preference, and make your coffee entry easy so that you don't spill a drink on the workstation. You can get a good studio desk and a studio chair based on your preference. And the final step is to arrange your recording stations. The general idea for a recording station is basically a mixing area for the sound engineer and a recording area for the musicians, which can be a solo or a dual setup based on how you will work on a regular basis. However, that's 100% completion upon your home recording studio and vice versa. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe to AudioZone for more videos like this.